Hello guys, good afternoon. You are welcome to my YouTube channel, The Explicit Tutorials. Please, as you are watching this video, endeavor to subscribe, like, share and comment. In today's video, I shall be concluding wave, alright, in Physics 113. And in our previous class, I gave us all the formulas that we need in tackling questions on wave. So in today's class, I shall be solving most of the questions or most of the exercises you have in wave. You have about 12 exercises, so I may solve some and leave some for you. So the first one says, the equation of a certain transverse wave is given as, all right, the equation of a certain transverse wave is given as y t equals 4.00 centimeter, then sine 2 pi open brackets t over 0.03 minus x over 3, okay, minus, all right. So that is what we have. That is the equation that will be given. Now the question that follows is that we should calculate the amplitude. Now this equation is simplified as y equals a sine open brackets, okay, a sine 2 pi open brackets t over period minus x over what, lambda. All right, so that is what you have it to be. Now this equation, this is the main equation. So since we'll be given an equation to solve with, we have to compare. Now looking at what we have here, decided we should calculate for the amplitude. I told us that the amplitude of a wave means the maximum displacement of a wave particle from its what, equilibrium position. Now from the equation we can compare. It means that with the vector to solve so a here means what, amplitude, and here we'll be given what, 4. So 4.00 centimeter is what, the amplitude. That is just the answer. Then B, they said we should calculate for the wavelength. All right, for we to calculate for the wavelength, we have to what, compare. The wavelength, of course, is what, lambda, and it is measured in meters. Now looking at what I have here, this is lambda and you have here 50. It therefore means that the wavelength is equals what, 50 meter. It is easy peasy, very easy. Just write out the formula, then you start comparing. Then the next one says calculate the frequency. Now of course what's it called now, and from what we have already, so they said the frequency now, and the period here, period is t, right? And you have, oh god, this marker is bad, excuse me. Period is t, and you have it to be t equals what, 0.03 seconds. But instead of calculating for the frequency, which is what, c. Now you know frequency is equals what, 1 over t. It therefore means that 1 over what, 0.03. Therefore frequency is what, 33.h what, 33 point, let's make a calculator. 1 divided by 0.03 equals 3.33 hertz. That is what, C. Now D, what are we asked to look for? The speed of propagation. And is given as f lambda. Now to calculate for the speed of propagation, which means that we are indirectly looking for what, velocity. Velocity is also called what, speed. Therefore we say V is equal frequency. We had frequency to be what, frequency, I think we got a frequency just now, like 33.33. Then wavelength is what, 50. So therefore velocity is equals 33.33 times 50 equals 1666.5 meter per second. All right, 1 meter per second. So that is what we have gotten. Well, let me try it again. 33.33 times 50 equals, yes, it is 6. That is 1666.5. But here they made a mistake. They wrote where is it? They wrote 16.65. So which means they placed a point here, and which was very, very wrong. So this is what the right answer. Now number two, where's the cover? They said a wave moving along the x-axis described by, all right, a wave moving along the x-axis described by y x t equals 5 exponents open brackets minus 1 open brackets x plus 5t. So this equation that will be given, they said that is determine the direction of the wave motion. Determine the direction of the wave motion. Now listen up. Now this x plus 5t means what? Positive. All right, already you have a positive direction here, which is what? X plus 5, positive. Now for you to now determine direction, since you have positive here at the right hand side, it means that the wave we have to travel towards the left hand side, which is what? Negative. It therefore means that the direction of the wave is definitely going to be what? The left hand side, because the right hand side is positive. It means that the left hand side is what? Negative. So the direction is what? Left. So what is now the next question? They said determine the direction, determine the speed of the wave. Determine the speed of the wave. I give us v equals w over k. Then v equals, now comparing y equals a sine open bracket wt plus kx. Now this is the equation. Now looking at what we have, it means that 1 is okay. W here, w is what? 1, and you have it to be what? This. If you 1, excuse me, let me get a better marker, excuse me. Use a board wiper. Oh my god. Okay. All right. So we have established the fact that the wave particle is traveling towards left. So do not forget that. So let me bring it out again. So I have that y xt equals 5 exponents minus, that is minus 1x plus what? 5t. All right. Now, and I said that direction is definitely what? Left, since it's already positive towards the right. Now for us to apply for the speed, it means that we have v equals what? W over what? K. Looking at what we have here, it means that we have kx and wt. The original formula is what? Y equals a sine open brackets wt plus what? Kx plus kx. So it means that from the question, it means that w is what? 5 and k is what? 1. It therefore means that velocity is what? 5 meters per second. That is the answer. Very, very easy. Now number 3, they said transverse wave on a string. Okay, transverse waves on a string have wave speed. That is wave speed as what? 12 meter per second, then amplitude as 0.05 meter, and wavelength 0.4 meter. The wave travel in the positive x direction, and at t equals 0. All these things are grammar. They are grammar. So let's just go through the point. They said find the frequency, period, and what wave number of these waves. Very, very easy. Now to calculate the frequency, I told you guys that frequency is equals what 2, that is w over what 2 pi, w over what 2 pi. And to calculate the period, you say period is equals what 1 over what f. Then to calculate the wave number, you say k equals what 2 pi over what lambda. So just follow it step by step, you understand it. So let's start solving. Find the frequency. Okay, now we know that v is equals f lambda. All right, so to make v is equals f lambda, now to make my f the subject of the formula, I'll say divide both sides by lambda. So means that lambda, and now that f is equals, velocity given is what 12, all right, and lambda given is what 0.4. Therefore means that frequency is 12 divided by 0.4, and that will give me what 30 hertz. 30 what hertz. Okay, now they say we should calculate for the what period. Now I've gotten my frequency to be what 30. It therefore means that period is equals to what 1 over what 30. So 1 divided by 30, I'll have 0.033. all right, that is what the period. And the wave number now, okay, if I want to express this in standard form, because the answer here is in standard form, if I want to express it in standard form, it can be written as 3.33 times 10. You have how many zeros? 2. Having point, it means that it's minus what 2 seconds. All right, so that is what the answer. Now the to calculate for the wave number, you have 2 times pi is what 3.143 over lambda from the question is what 0.4. It therefore means that 2 times 3.143 equals 6.286. So 6.286 divided by 0.4 equals 15.715. okay, so that is the answer, 715. What did they get? Let me check. 15.7. yeah, so wavelength, that should be rad per second. So please, that is the answer. So I'll solve A and B because this question has a lot of babies, so I'll solve A and B for you. So it therefore means that the velocity now, or the frequency, is 30, then the period is what 3.33 times 10 to the minus 2, and the wave number is what 15.715 rad per watt second. So they asked, we said write a new wave function describing the wave. Write a new wave function describing the wave. Okay, this is what it means. Now for you to understand this video, you have to play the previous one I did. So don't forget I gave you that y is equals a sine 2 pi open brackets ft minus x over what lambda. I give you this formula in our initial class. Now, from what we've solved already, to write out the new expression, it means that y is equals, I think they gave us amplitude from the question. They said amplitude is 0.05. So it means that whenever we see a, we put what, 0.05, then sine 2 pi. The frequency is what, 30. It means we have 30 hertz. Then of course you have your what, t minus, then x is not to be considered. The lambda, where is our value? Lambda is what, 0.4. So this is a new wave equation. Just follow it step by step. Once you are given an equation, you bring out the original equation so that you can compare and solve. Okay, so that is how it is. Now the next one says two wave sources separated by 2.0 meter apart vibrate in a phase with frequency 200 Hz and velocity 800 meter per second. Calculate the phase difference at a point midway between them. Please, the phase difference between two waves, listen, the phase difference between two waves is simply 0. So the answer is what? 0. You are not solving anything here. The phase difference between two waves is simply what? 0. Which means that the answer to this question is what? A, 0. Now number 5. The equation of a transverse wave traveling along a stretched string giving us, okay, I'll wrap up this one. It said the equation of a transverse wave traveling along a stretched string is given as xt then equals sine 10t minus 4x if the displacement at a point is 0. What is the ratio of the phase velocity of the wave to the particle velocity at the same point? Okay, so the first thing we'll do is to find our frequency and other entities. So okay, the ratio of phase angle and phase velocity, I told you that phase velocity is given as v is equals what? T over what? So t over this phase velocity. And what is the next one? Then of course our particle velocity is given as co times what? W. CO times W. Okay, so let's get started. So it means that V is equals W over what? K. W from the question is what? 10, and K from the question is what? 4. Do not forget this formula. I'll write it out. Y equals A sine, open brackets, WT plus KX plus what? KX. Now phase angle is given as W over, okay, this formula is what? Speed of transverse wave. So that we'll be asked to calculate for what's it called now? Phase velocity and not transverse wave. So that formula shouldn't be used. Okay. Now looking at what we have on the board. So W is what? 10, of which I have written, and K is what? 4. It means that 10 divided by 4 should be 2.5, right? 10 divided by 4, yeah, 2.5. So 2.5 meter per what? Seconds. All right, so which one again? So V is equals F lambda, but I've not looked for the value of lambda. For me to look for the value of lambda, I have to use K equals 2 pi lambda. Okay, it means that K is 4. They have 2 times 3.143 over what? Lambda. So it means lambda now is equals 2. Okay, that is 2 times this. It should be 6.2. Is it 286 now? Let me try, please. 2 times 3.143 equals 6.286. Yeah, divided by 4. Divided by 4 equals 1.57. 1.57 what? Meter. So this is the wavelength, which is lambda, and this is what? The wave velocity. Do not forget I gave us, I said that to calculate for the what's it called now, particle velocity, I gave us the formula as what? This. O is the amplitude, which is invariably, it means that there's 1 here, an invisible 1. I think that is 1 times W, which is what? 10. I have that. Vp is equals what? 10. Now the ratio of the phase velocity to the, what's it called now? The ratio, what is the question again? The phase velocity to the particle velocity will be written as phase velocity over particle what? Velocity. Now we had our phase velocity as what? 2.5 over particle velocity as what? Where is it? 10. So 2.5 divided by 10. 2.5 divided by 10 equals 0.25. So that is the answer. So the answer is what? C. 0.25. Now looking at what we have here, Vp, which is this one is not Vp, is this CO here, or C naught, represent what? Amplitude, and this is what? W. Write out your formula. There's A here, so you assume this place to be what? 1, then times W, which is what? 10. You get what? Your Vp, which is particle what? Velocity. Now your phase velocity is given as W over K. W from the question is what? 10. Then over K, and K from the question is what? 4. You have this. Now to calculate the ratio now, okay, it means I've even calculated the wavelength. So the wavelength is given as what? 1.57 meter. Now to now calculate for the ratio. Ratio means what? Phase velocity divided by what? Particle what? Velocity. And that will be V over what? Vp. And that is what I did here. So 2.5, which is the phase velocity, divided by the particle velocity, which 10, I'll have was 0.25. So the answer is 0.25. Now the next question. A string has a total length of, a string has a total length of 5 meter and a total mass of 0.01 kg. 0.01 kg. If the string has a tension, that is T, 10 Newton, applied on what is the speed of the transverse wave? What is the speed of transverse wave? I told us that the speed of transverse wave is equals V equals the square root of T over what? That is this sign is what? Linear density what? Mass of phases per unit what? Length. However, it is giving us what? M over what? Length. Mass is 0.01, then the length is what? 5. So you say 0.01 divided by 5. 0.01 divided by 5 equals 0.002. 0.002 gram, that is kilogram, okay? And so we'll be asked to calculate for the speed, that is V. Now, can I calculate V? Now, from the question, tension is what? 10. Then this linear sign now is what? 0.002. So velocity is equals 10 divided by 0.002 equals 5,000. Are we stopping there? No. We have to look for the square root of what? 5,000. So the square root of 5,000 is equals 70.71 meter per second. Okay, just meter per second. So what did they get? They got 70.7, which is very, very correct. So just follow it step by step. Now the next one is, they said a string of length 10 meter and a total mass of 0.001 kg is connected to a mass as shown in figure 4.10. So check your textbook, you see the figure drawn here. So let's go through the points. How much mass must you place on the string in order to produce a wave speed of 200 meter per second? 200 meter per second. Okay. So let me check the question again. So I gave us that V is equals what? The square root of T over what? Alright, then I said that U is equals what? M over what? L. Mass is given from the question. Where is the mass again? The mass is, let me write it out. The mass is 0.01 kg. 0.01 kg. Length is 5. Length is 0.001 kg. 0.001 kg. Length is 10 and speed velocity is what? 200 meter per second. All right, looking at what we have here, we have to look for this first. So mass from the question is what? 0.001 over mass over length, which is what? 10. So you have 0.001 divided by 10 equals 0.1234. All right, so the value of U is what? 0.004. Good. Now can we now look for, they said we should calculate for the mass. From the question, they said that V is what? 200. They said V is what? 200 equals. Now don't forget from elevation that tension is equals what? MA. Tension is equals MA or what? Mg. G is gravity, which is what? 9.8. 9.8. So it is this mass that we are looking for. We've been able to get the value of U, which means we'll say mass times 9.8, which is simply 9.8 m, over the value of U now is what? 0.0004. Don't forget there's what? A square root. Now for you to cancel out these roots, you have to square both sides. In doing that, you'll be having 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, because you have here as squared, then here as what? Squared. These two, that is 200 raised to power 2 is what? 40,000. Then these two here will cancel out this root. I'll be having 9.8 mass over what? 0.0004. Now what do you do next? You cross multiply and what? Divide. It therefore means that m is equals 40,000 times 0.0004 divided by 9.8. 9.8. So 40,000 times 0.123. Okay, I have 16. So 16 divided by 9.8. 16 divided by 9.8 equals, I'll have 1.632. 1.632. So I think we have got to the answer. Okay, 16 divided by 10 plus. Where they get here? Where is the question again? We got 0.408. How? Let me go through it again, please. I have this equals, mass from the question is 0.001 divided by length, which is what? 10. So 0.001 divided by 10 equals, it is 1, not 4. 1. Good mathematics. So cause of one little mistake. All right, so let's do it again, please. So 40,000 times 0.0001 equals 4. So 4 divided by 9.8. Jesus. I was wondering. So the answer is, mass now is equals what? 0.408. All right, kilogram. So the answer is what? 0.408. You see now, we've got the answer. Because of the 4 that I wrote here, I was just talking to myself. So I believe it's clear. It's clearer now. Velocity is the square root of these two idiots, but U was not given. U is m over what? L. M is mass and L is what? Length. After getting your value, you what? Substitute. In doing that, you now have velocity as 200 on the equation. Then tension is what? Mass times gravity. Gravity is 9.8. Then you have what? That is gravity, which is 9.8. The mass is this. Then the U we got is what? 0.001. Cross multiply and divide. You get the answer as what? 0.408. So the value of the mass is what? 0.408. Now let's solve the next one. I think I'll leave some for you. Solve some while I solve some, like that. Okay. The next one says, in a liquid with density 900, density now they're referring to this, 900 kilogram per meter cube. Okay, with frequency as 250 Hz, the wavelength 8.00 meter. Calculate the bulk modulus of the liquid. Calculate the bulk modulus of what? The liquid. Now, do not forget the formula I gave us. That is the speed of a longitudinal what? Wave. Okay. Now, I gave us that V is equals B over what? Density. but velocity was not given, right? For me to get velocity is f lambda, right? Velocity is equals f from the question is what? 250, and lambda from the question is what? 8. All right, so 250 times 8, 250 times 8 equals 2000 meter per what? Second. Now we've gotten velocity as this, but we were asked to calculate for what? Bulk modulo, which is what? B. We can now substitute. Velocity is 2000 equals the square root of B. Density was given as what? 900 kilogram per meter cube. Now you have a problem here. To cancel out this root, what do? You square both sides, so that this 2 will cancel out this 2. Then this 2 will also affect this very one. So you'll be having 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because 2 zeros per 2 is what? 4 million. I wish I feel get some from my card name for good though. 4 million. 4 million. Jesus. See money. Block. Then 9. Is it 900? Okay. Plus 900. Now what do? You cross multiply. You say 900 times 4 million. Equals what? Bulk SMS. Jesus. Bulk modulus. You see bulk SMS. Now what do you now have? 9 times 4 is 36. How many zeros do you have altogether? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See money. Jesus. 360 million. Okay. Oh no. 360 million. Alright, so it means that the bulk modulus is now what? 360 million. We are not living like this. We have to express it into standard form. In doing that, you know the normal rules. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9. It means I now have 3.60 times 10 raised by what? 9. Alright, I think that is what they got as well. If that is not what they got, I'll tear this textbook. Okay, so bulk modulus has its SI to be what? Pascal, that is PA. So the answer is what? 3.60 times 10 raised power 9. And that reminds me, those of you who save names on your phone, you have to be careful. How can you save somebody's name with goats? Because the person sells goat's meat, you say the number as goats. Or you don't save some as chicken. Some will even save some as a wheelbarrow. Because of what they do. Don't do that now. I wouldn't be saving somebody number as goat, chicken, wheelbarrow, drum. It's not good now. I will be coming down for Jesus. Look at 6, that is 360 million block. I know my money be past that one now. That is small money. That one is small waiting money. Okay, so let's take this. Should I leave this one for you guys? Should I leave this one? So I'll just. And some are saying solve and not wrong. Solve and not wrong. That is what some of you are saying now. You want wrong. Solve and not wrong. I will solve it. bad people. You don't know. You don't know. You want to leave one for us. I want to solve it now. Though. I want to solve it now. The question says. A stretched string has mass per unit length of 5 grams per centimeter and a tension of 10 Newton. A sinusoidal wave on this string has an amplitude of 0.12 millimeter and frequency of what? 100 hertz, and is traveling towards decreasing x. Write an equation for this wave. Write an equation for this wave. Do not forget our original expression. I gave us that y is equals a sine wt plus what? Kx. All right, this is original expression. So they said from the question the amplitude is 0.12 millimeter. So to convert to meter, it's going to be 0.12 divided by 10. All right, 0.12 divided by 10, 0.12 divided by 10 equals 0.012 meter. So this is what? The amplitude. All right, we have gotten this one. Then which one again? I told you guys that W is equals 2 pi f. 2 pi f. We are looking for this, right? So W now is equals 2 times 3.143 times Hz, which the frequency from the question is what? 100 times what? 100. W is equals 686. That should, okay. I have 6.286 times 100 equals 628 meter. 628.6 meter. So for, okay, I think we can just leave the answer like that. And to rewrite it, it means that we now have, therefore, y is equals amplitude we've gotten to be what? 0.012, then sine. What have we got now as W? 628, don't forget there's a T there, then plus, we got okay, have we not solved for K? Oh, we haven't, we haven't, so we have to solve for K. K is equals what? 2 pi lambda. 2 pi what? Lambda. So lambda. Okay, so it means that K is equals 2 times 3.143 over, so lambda, what are we going to get at lambda now? You say V is equals F lambda. V is equals what? F lambda. So it means we make our lambda the subject formula. Lambda is equals what? V over what? F. Were we given velocity? Let me check. Okay, to calculate the velocity now, we will have to use the formula of what? The speed of a transverse wave. All right. I told us that the speed of a transverse wave is given as V equals what? The square root. There's one thing that is so complicated concerning physics, and that is what? Bringing formulas from different angles. All right. So you have T over what? U. And I told us that U is equals what? M over what? Length. From the question, do we have mass? Are we giving mass? Yes, they gave us mass in gram. So the right thing to do is to convert to what? Kilogram. So converting gram to kilogram, we say 5 divided by 1000. And that means we'll be having 0.005 kiloweight in gram. So it means that U now is equals 0.005 divided by the length. The length from the question is length is, okay, and the tension, okay, yes, all right. So you now have 0. Where is the amplitude again? 0.1 what? 2. So U is equals, let's divide 0.005 divided by 0.012 equals 0.416. 0.416. Okay, So let me read the question again. A stress string has a mass per unit length. Okay. Okay, per unit length. Per unit length, which means we've been stressing ourselves. Look at what I've just noticed now. They gave us per unit length, which means that the U was given directly from the question, just that it was given in gram. So we have to convert to what? Kilogram. So we say 5 divided by 1000, we'll get what? 0.005 kilogram. All right, so it means that velocity now is equals, tension from the question is what? 10, and U is what? 0.0085. So let's do it. We have to be careful, please. 10 divided by 0.005 equals, V is what? 2000. So the square root now, the square root of 2000, square root of 2000 equals 44.72 meter per second. Okay, so what do we now do now? So to calculate for the wavelengths, it means that wavelength now is equals, velocity is what? 44.721. Frequency, what is frequency? What is frequency from the 100 divided by 100? So lambda is equals 44.72 divided by 100 equals 0.4 meter. All right, so it means that our new expression is what? Is it 0 point? No, we have gotten lambda at 0.4 meter. You know, we stopped here. So we are looking for our lambda. Look at it here. Let me do something. I have that K is equals what? 2 pi over what? Lambda. 2 pi over lambda. Then what do you now have? I have that K is equals 2 times 3.143 divided by 0.4. All right, so this is 6.286 divided by 0.4. 6.286 divided by 0.4 equals 16.71. 16.71. Let me see. Oh. Am I getting wrong somewhere? Where am I getting it wrong? Okay, so in new equation, I've gotten this. The problem now is K. Or did I get it wrong here? The velocity, okay, let me check here again. The square root of 2000, square root 2000 equals 44.721. Okay, so velocity divided by frequency, I have 44.72 divided by 100 equals 0.44. Okay, you now have 6.286 divided by 0.44 equals 14 points. I have 40.2x. All right, so I've gotten my value. So which means, okay, the first step you do is W equals 2 pi f, which means 2 times this, you are going to be having this, and that is what we have as what? This. But to get k, what will you do? You use this what? This value. You use that value, so it means 2 times this over this. But for we to get this, we have to look for velocity first. And velocity from the question, they gave us this. So 5 divided by 1000 is, I believe that one is correct. 5 divided by 1000 0.0. Okay, that is it. So at this point, to call it a day, so you are to solve question 11 and what? 12. If you don't, okay, let me give the formula you are going to use in question 11 and 12. The formula for question 11 is V1 over square root of T1 equals V2 over square root of what? T2. Don't forget that V1 has a constant, which is what? 350 centimeter cube. That is a constant. So from the equation, T1 is 17. So you have to convert to Kelvin. You say plus 273. Then T2 is equals 57. You say 57 plus 273. You get what? Your answer in Kelvin. Your answer, this should be 340 or 330? 330. 273 plus 17. 273 plus 17. I have 286. 286, and this should be 330 if I'm not mistaken. Then 57 plus 273 equals 330 Kelvin. So what do you do next? So you substitute. You then say V1 is 340, then the square root of T1, which is what? 273, right? 17 plus 273 equals 17 plus 290 now. 290. So square root of what? 290 equals V2, which is what we are looking for. Then over the square root of what? 300 what? Kelvin. Then what do you do next? You say 3. So V2 now is equals the square root of 290. Okay, you say 340 times the square root of 330 equals 18.166 over the square root of 290. Square root of 290 equals 17.029. 17.029. So what do you do next? So 340 times 18.166 equals 6176.44. 6176.44 divided by 17.029 equals, I'll be having 362.70. Now let me read the question again. What is the difference between the speed of longitudinal wave in air at this and their speed at whatever? So now that you have gotten 362.70, what do? You subtract this constant, which is 340, from this. What will you do now? 362.70 minus 340 equals 22.7 centimeter cube. So that is the answer. What did they get? They got 22.8. You know, I was approximating. So at this point, we call it today, you have to solve question 12. The formula to solve question 12 is Young modulus over what? Density. And they said that density of Young modulus is 2.70 times 10 raised to the power 9 over, don't forget, square root over 7.86 times 10 raised to the power 3. So divide, and once you divide this, this one will go up. It becomes what? Minus 3. Divide this. Or let me just do it. Let me do it. I have 2.70 divided by 7.86 equals, I'll have V equals the square root of 0.34 times 10.9. all right, this one is going and becomes what? Minus 3. So V is equals I now have 0, okay, the square root of 0.34 times 10 raised to power 6 equals 583 meter per second. So that is the answer. So the answer is what? 586. I'm having 583. Let me do it again. Square root of 0.34 times 10 raised to power 6 equals 583. Are you sure did not make a mistake? 2.70 divided by 7.86. 2.70 divided by 7.86 equals equals, so which means there's I understand now. There was okay, you now have what? Minus, you now have 6, right? There's 1 0 again, so minus 1, you now have what? 5. It means you say the square root of 0. Okay, that is 3 points, and for that reason it will then become V equals 3.4 times 10 raised by what? 5. And that will be the what? The new square root. So you say square root of 3.4 times 10 raised by 5 equals 3.4 times. So I have that V is equals 583.09 meter per waiting second. So that is the answer. At this point, we'll call it a day. Please, thanks for watching, and endeavor to subscribe to my YouTube channel and endeavor to share it to your friends. Do have a wonderful day.